to a bakery and order a white loaf? Would that be alright? Just a like dirty white, like a tiger loaf, that's what I want. Dirty white loaf and sugar and stuff. See what I want for a loaf? IBS. Or a couple of slices of bread and then or a 3-hour tricky poo like that's the one. That fried egg sandwich was delicious, but Jesus Christ. I don't think it's ever going to leave my body. So let's have a moment of collectivism and bonding. Let's find out who we got in the room. Give us a shout, you're in your 20s! Wow, that's really not... This lineup has not connected with you. This 49-year-old leser was not a pool for the Gen Zs. Picnic at 30s, let's go! Okay. What about my tech at 40s? Come on! Love the overcompensation. Let's keep going. 50s! Yes, please, you're giving me hope. Let's hear it for the people in their 60s. Let's go! Absolutely incredible scenes. One man has come out with something to fucking prove.
Basically, my style took a shit in his train. And he said a thing, to this day, I don't know if it's a wind-up or if it's true. He looked me in the eye though, and he said, "That's why Hugh Grant hates you." I said, "Hey, come again now?" He said, "Because you took a shit in his train on Paddington 2. No, I didn't. What's allegedly happened there is someone took a shit in Hugh's train, he's looked around at everyone.
So far, I got nothing. My husband is divorced. That's my favorite thing about him. Yeah, because, you know, he makes mistakes. For example, he also learned online that I'm a high-performance woman. Have you seen this? Our grandmothers used to be absolutely amazing homemakers and chefs and minxes in the bedroom. They always looked put together. And my generation of women are told that we can have it all. You could be a mother, you could be a wife, you could be a hashtag female boss CEO. And so the men have learned to reward us by saying, hey, I'm married to a high-performance woman. And then we have to do everything. We have to do everything because we're so special because, well, I can't do everything. I can multitask because I happen to be a high-performance woman. Of course I'll co-sleep with the children and I'll put all the groceries away and I'll also go to work and I'll manage our... I'm a high-performance woman. I'll suck your dick on a Thursday. Of course I will. I looked at my husband the other day and I thought to myself, you know what? I don't know if I'm a high-performance woman. I think I might just be a regular performance woman. And you're a fucking moron. Is that possible? But like I say, I love him so much so far. You never want to settle down with a man on his first try. Do we have any young lovers in tonight? Anyone dating a man who's never been married? Because that is a mistake, ladies. You gotta wait. I always say go old, like very old. Old. Like if he's still eating solid food, he's too young. You want a one-lined coke and a vigorous hand job away from you getting a summer house. Or it's not even worth having dinner. Old. But if you must fall in love with someone around your age, as I have, make sure he's at least divorced. My husband has ridden the roller coaster of being passionately in love to standing in the ashes of that failed relationship with nothing but his golf clubs and a car loan. A man like that has been humbled. He's ready to begin. My husband knows he can't do better than me. He's already tried. Just to stay woke, you know what I mean? Oh, they treat me so bad. That's what I say. I love my daughter so much, and she is starting to pull away from me. That's really painful, and this is what happens. Children aren't our entire lives. They come through our lives if we're lucky, and you know, one day they just turn into my daughter. Is anyone else harboring a teenager? Yeah, I mean, you love them, but it's like having Greta Thunberg in the front.
Yes, I'm woke. I'm woke. I went on holiday recently, and I was chatting to a woman who didn't know who I was, which is a disgrace. And she said, "Oh, what do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I'm a comedian." And she went, "Oh, no." Oh, God, that's awful. It must be so difficult to do your job now. Do you not miss being racist and homophobic? I do, I absolutely do. Those good old days are gone now. Suella's been sacked, writing her scripts for it. No, I don't. There are things I'd like to do. I'd like to say that I sort of don't feel like I can. I've written a list of them. One is just telling my dad he's a piece of shit. Piece of shit, that's not fair. He doesn't know shit. Basically, I will tell him, "Oh, I'm going to Manchester tomorrow," and he'll say, "How are you getting there?" And I'll say, "I'm going to get the A38. This is, well, I won't, hang on, I've fucked that routine. I won't say tomorrow, I'll say tonight. Now. I'm travelling from Casualty. I'll say, "I'm going to Manchester now." And he'll say, "Oh, how are you getting there?" And I'll say, "I'm going on the A38. And he'll say, "Why not the M6? And I'll say, "Oh, there's traffic. I've looked on Google Maps." And he'll go, "Well, on Tuesday at 6:30, probably not." There's empirical data to say that there is. You don't know more than a lorry has jackknifed. On Tuesday? Definitely not this time, mate. I love the fact that David Hockney, who's basically one of the greatest artists that we've seen for hundreds of years, is being called a piece of shit on Instagram. I think that's it's humbling and I like it. So I thought I'll do my own version. I sort of tried to recreate it, but I just did Harry Styles' head as an egg, and then tried to recreate the rest of it. Posted it to Instagram with a just sort of nonsense caption, which just basically said that Harry had come and sat for me in my studio in Padstow. I don't have a studio in Padstow. Just total flight fancy nonsense. Said that his people were very angry because I made it look like Jeremy Beagle's face on a fucking head. All this sort of stuff. Posted it, didn't think about it again, and then a few hours later I was sat on the toilet and I received a message from Harry Styles, a private message, which reads, "I think it's incredibly important that I purchase this portrait from you. If you'd ever consider parting with this masterpiece, I'd like to hang it in my home immediately, H." I replied, within seconds, "I'll give it to you for £8. He came back £6. I said £6.50 final offer, or £6 in a Kit Kat chunky peanut butter. He said they're not 50p, but I'll say deal. Which I think is very interesting. He knows that Kit Kat chunky peanut butter is 75p at the time of writing. I should also mention I was replying within seconds of him sending messages. He was replying about 30 minutes after I was sending him other messages, which I don't take as him being cool. I take as me being far wittier than Harry Styles. Anyway, so I sent him an invoice, sent him my bank details because I'm desperate for the Monzo. Harry Styles has just dropped £6 into your account, and heard nothing back for weeks. So then I sent another message which read, "Afternoon, all joking aside," which is something a comedian should never write. "Where would you like this painting sending? Happy to liaise with someone at Team Styles about it. It would be wrong for you not to receive it." Then he sent an address of an assistant, I believe. He said, "I'm thrilled." I had it framed. I sent the artwork to him. I sent it signed for. I put a stamped address envelope in there for him to send the Kit Kat chunky peanut butter. Nothing for weeks. And then I nudged him again, and then I received in the post the stamped address envelope that I'd sent already, and in there was £6 as individual pound coins wrapped up in plastic, wrapping in plastic, and then a note saying, I couldn't quite read it, but basically saying, "I'm thrilled to enclose £6 in a Kit Kat chunky peanut butter," but there was no Kit Kat chunky peanut butter. Yeah, that's the twist! I went back to him and was like, "Where's Kit Kat?" He's ignoring that message, and I don't know whether he's just he's got bored. I'm fairly sure he's just got bored of the whole thing, but I desperately want my Kit Kat chunky peanut butter. I did some research. His lawyer is David Sherborne, who's the big celeb lawyer. He did Colleen Rooney's case, he's doing Prince Harry's case. It's like £1 million case, something ridiculous. And so I want to sue him for the Kit Kat chunky peanut butter using like the shittiest Birmingham lawyer I can find, you know, pay on results, no win, no fee, that kind of guy. What I want to know is, what I've heard is because Harry has said he's going to give me a Kit Kat chunky peanut butter, what he's agreed to is what's known as a specific performance. Does that make sense to anyone? Yeah. I might be about to waste a lot of money on something here. More soon. I've got 3 jokes. Rusty. Don't want to get myself cancelled at a charity night, ideally. It's actually not that good a joke, so... no, I won't fucking do it. Just because you're thirsty for me getting cancelled. We were there, actually, we were there. Front page of the Mail, marvellous, we were there, we made him do it. But it's so shit a joke, but also it just would get clipped up and... I think that's the jumper lady. No. Mum and Dad couldn't decide between Barbie or Oppenheimer, so in the end they called me Joe. It's fine, it's a regular 4 joke. It's not a King Charles joke. Dad said, don't do what I did, but alas, history was destined to repeat itself, and I too got a hand job off the postman. Thank you so much for coming to this lovely event. I'm sorry. That's actually where I keep my cocaine.
I also have very oily skin. It annoys me when people say, oh, you suffer from oily skin. I don't suffer from oily skin, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm sure there's a few downsides, like I can't wear those nicotine patches, you know. They just slide onto it. The same with those those kids' transfer stickers that I like to wear. Start the day with a lovely unicorn on my chest. By mid-morning, it's on the top of my foot. That's oily skin for you. That's oily skin. On the plus side, I can't remember the last time I got stuck in a pipe. So yeah, I've got my nicotine patches. To help me give up smoking, you know what I do? When I buy a packet of 20 cigarettes, I take one of the cigarettes and I push the filter end up a dog's arse. And then I put it back in the packet. It's helped me up there, really nice. I'll be honest, the tricky bit is trying to find a dog owner who's prepared to let me pump a vulgar menthol up their border collie. It does have to be a border collie because it turns out they're the only ones I don't like the taste of.
Your favourite comedian or your favourite artist to come into Brighton, you're like, oh, I'll fit Royal on the Dome, please don't be the centre, please don't be the centre. Well, that's fucking shit, innit, the centre. You can see anybody there and it'll be shit. I saw Blondie at this set. Blondie, right? Johnny Marr was the tour support, then Blondie with Glenn Matlock from the Sex Pistols. It still felt like the LinkedIn networking event. It's bad, isn't it? It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be gigging anywhere like this. To be honest with you, I gigged quite recently in Sweden. Anybody from Sweden in? Brilliant, fucker. Because I tell you what, I was really excited about gigging in Sweden, because it always gets voted like one of the happiest places to live, doesn't it? It's always one of the happiest countries to live. It's very open, it's very liberal, it's lovely. It's meant to be a lovely place. And I thought the gigs, they'll be lovely. The way I would describe to you guys the Swedish sense of humour is they are very concerned with the factual accuracy of what it is that you have to say, right? So I came out on stage and I started telling this joke and I was like, oh, I was on the train the other day and this bloke on the front row just went, which train? I says, I don't really know, I can't really remember, but I was on this train the other day and I couldn't even get further than that and a woman put her hand up and went, but why would you take the train when the bus is more clean and effective? I should point out to you as well that the entire audience were all looking at me like I'm the dickhead. Right, good question, Hans. Why did you take the train? Right? I had to work so hard to get them on board. I had to work really hard to get them loosened up, to get them warmed up. And eventually they did. They started to laugh more and more. And I ended my set on quite a good big bit. It got a right good laugh. And I said to this man on the front, I went, oh, you like that, didn't you, sir? And he just went, yes, because it was correct. Like that's what we're dealing with. So it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure.
Thanks very much. It's brilliant to be supporting this fantastic charity tonight. Don't worry, I'm only doing 10 minutes and then we can all fuck off home. I'm thinking that the famous people have been on. I'm thinking Catherine Ryan, I really want to get home. I'll feel the same. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll tell you a couple of things about me to get started. Everyone's convinced I've got ADHD, that's my life at the moment, so if you're thinking it, yeah, everyone else thinks it. My wife is convinced I've got ADHD, yes, I've got a wife. If you've not seen her stand up before, my hair's not an accident, neither's the vibe. My wife, she is convinced I've got ADHD. My mother-in-law is also convinced I've got ADHD. So much so that my mother-in-law came to our house with an article all about women in their 30s being diagnosed with ADHD. And I started reading it, lost interest, and now I can't find it. So, I'll set the scene for those that haven't been. You're in stirrups, so it's like you're riding a horse, and then the horse has fucked off. And you've toppled over and ended up, in my case, in the back room of an NHS hospital. Then what's happened? Every time I've been for a smear, and I don't know if something they're rolling out just for me. But every time I've been for a smear, what seems to happen is the doctor will come over and go, hi, Miss Ruffle, thanks so much for coming in. It's really important you keep updating these smear tests. Now listen, if this is a problem, you can absolutely say no, you can totally say no, it's not a big deal, but would it be okay? We have some trainee doctors in today. And can they all come in? And you want to go, no, there's a horse on the loose, can they go and get that? You love the NHS. So you've got that, yes, of course, no problem, what's to learn, haven't they? And then what happens is between 65 and 70 trainee doctors come in, there's loads, it's like a walking tour's got lost, it's not good. I also need to let you know something. People in the room that haven't been to a smear, I need to let you know something. When you're having your smear, you feel a little bit silly. You feel a little bit silly, and I'll tell you for why. T-shirt, nothing, little pair of socks. A little bit silly. You feel a little bit like Winnie the Pooh. Then the doctor said to me, Miss Ruffle, would it be okay if one of the trainee doctors did your smear? Oh, yeah. And you want to say no. You want to say no. Now someone's going to crack it at 14. But you love the NHS and you've got to say yes. You've got to say yes because everyone's got to learn, haven't they? And then what happens? The trainee doctor came at me like this. The doctor's back, she says, Miss Ruffle, would it be okay if one of the other trainee doctors did your paperwork? I was like, yeah, one's up a chuffle and fill out form, carry on. Carry on. So she goes, Susie Ruffle. I'm like, yeah, that's me. 18th of the 1st, 1986. Yeah. Okay, first question. What are you using as contraception? I'm like, what? Doc Martens in the undercover not enough, what would you do? I said, I'm not using contraception. She goes, oh, well, if you're sexually active, you do need to be using contraception. I was like, oh. See, if you're using like the old-fashioned technique or the Catholic technique, it's like, nothing about what I'm doing, it's Catholic. She said, you should be very careful, you've got a baby tomorrow. I think it'll take 9 months. I've got 4 GCSEs, but even I know that. But she wasn't picking up what I was putting down. What I was putting down was a KD Lang album. So eventually, I just had to come out. Now we're in Brighton, there'll be queer people in the room. You know what this is like. Sometimes you have to come out in situations where you didn't know you were coming out that day. I haven't put it in the diary. So I have to say, I'm a gay lady. I'm a lady that's gay. I'm a lady. And when I was down here doing the jiggly pokery, which I think is the official term, I saw a gay lady. She popped up and went, oh right, that makes sense. Snug.
Come on, it's been long, isn't it? Old time, isn't it? Before you go, as you're leaving, I know, look, you've spent a lot of money on tickets and we're very grateful, but if you have any spare change, there will be people with buckets. If you want to put some cash in there, we would be very, very grateful. We're just trying to raise as much money as we can. So please, before you leave, let's give a round of applause for all of the acts you've seen tonight.